Joe Rogan, Aleister Crowley. Joe Rogan, Aleister Crowley. I'm Truman from The Truman Show, the real life Truman. Thanks for watching.
A 2005 study from University of Louisville found that red hair require more lidocaine, a local anesthetic, for dental procedures. Red hairs are also less affected by opioids like morphine, meaning they need higher doses for pain relief after surgery. Number 3. Redheads are more prone to paranormal experiences. Studies suggest that people with red hair report more paranormal encounters than others. This could be psychological or just a coincidence, fueled by their historical connection to witchcraft. This brings us to the mythological and historical view on redheads. Throughout history, redheads have been seen as mystical, cursed, or supernatural in various cultures. Egyptians saw redheads as unlucky and sometimes sacrificed them to appease the gods. Greek mythology suggested that redheads turn into vampires after death. In the Middle Ages, red hair was associated with witchcraft and devilry. Many red-headed women were accused of being witches during the European witch hunts. Some religious interpretations suggest Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus, had red hair. This contributed to redheads being seen as tricksters or unworthy in medieval Christian art. The idea that redheads are hot-tempered and wild might come from their historical association with Celtic and Viking warriors, many of whom had red hair. How does all this translate to pop culture? Redheads are often portrayed as mystical, rebellious, or otherworldly.
On Netflix. And of course, 17 kids went missing. So, it was the two people who the movie was centered around that was in a classroom, and then 17 kids went missing. And that's kind of like one of the theories of the time being shown, that the kids went missing and they were summoned at 2:17 by the witch in the movie, right? So before we get into a clip real quick that's going to basically give you a theory of what they think, the movie is basically about witchcraft, black magic, right? But the entity that is doing this black magic, we don't know what she is, because she's basically sucking the life force. She's sucking the soul out of her victims in order for her to stay young and continue to live. It's a very good concept because it's not just so direct, like, oh yeah, going at a school.
Inside this body dwell.
Go ahead and check out this first clip, and then I'm gonna come back and give my opinion on it a little bit more. All right, y'all? Check this out.
No one noticed that Aunt Gladys in Weapons has long been dead, and now, inside this body, dwells a witch who has lived for centuries. The real giveaway lies in a casual chat between her and the principal. When asked where Alex's parents had gone, she replied, they were diagnosed with consumption. The word consumption is an old-fashioned term for tuberculosis used in the 17th and 18th centuries, almost extinct in modern language. This detail directly reveals the truth. The Gladys before us has lived at least 200 or 300 years. She does not belong to this era. Even more chilling is the power she wields. She once broke off a branch from a plant, twisted it into shape, and dripped her own blood on it. Whenever she snaps the wooden stick, the targets will instantly collapses, turning them into an empty shell who obeys her completely. Even darker, she buries children's personal belongings under trees to drain their life force, prolonging her own desperate existence. All these clues piece together an almost irrefutable theory. The real Aunt Gladys died long ago, and a witch took over her body by dark magic. Now, this flesh is close to collapsing, which is why she frantically kidnaps children, draining their life energy just to stay in this world a little longer.
You notice the ways that Gladys blooms like a flower at different points of the movie. She has her wig on, and her colors are muted, and note that she also doesn't have any makeup on. Her brooch is a flower which is not yet blooming. Later in the timeline, even though it happens earlier in the movie, we see her in more colorful outfits. Her brooch is a flower in full bloom at different times to represent her own health and vitality and how much life force she has drained. The better a state she is in, the more colorful she gets, and her brooch represents her status like a video game health bar. The name Gladys means princess or ruler, so she would literally be Gladys Lily, a princess or ruler of Lily. A lily is a plant, of course, but the name itself signifies purity and innocence, something which you would strongly associate with children. And the name Gladys is also linked to gladiolus, a type of flowering plant which is known as the sword lily. So literally the character's surname is Lily and the name links to Sword Lily. I mean, call me crazy, but I think it's an amazing coincidence if that's not intentional. I got the kid's name from the school project when he's leaving class during a flashback. I don't know if the surname appears anywhere else. It's not on the IMDb cast list. I think this is a pretty great spot, but what do you think? And of course, she has that creepy but colorful makeup on. People are saying, what's with the clown makeup? It's not clown makeup. It's like a flower in bloom becoming more colorful. So if she is a witch, then she is some kind of plant witch, but I think there are so many nods to parasites in this that either Gladys is this plant parasite herself and was taken over a long time ago, or she is also under the spell of the plant.
It seems that much, as the adrenochrome thing with kids, how many kids go missing per year and what is actually going on with them, the rituals that they use them for. This gives us an insight into that, right? So I got like one more clip I want y'all to hear, and then we'll come back and end the video. All right, y'all? Check this out.
Another thing that I noticed about the movie, technically, the kids are still under Alex's control because we never seen him put the branches back in the water.
Oh, hold on.
And then the reason why, like, some of the kids brought their speech back, maybe Alex is keeping his bullies still in check.
That would be very interesting. That'd be dark as shit.
No, for real.
I'm not gonna lie.
It depends on how long you've been in that trance.
Yes.
Because, like, even the kids, she says, like, some of the kids are
started talking again. Yeah.
And I think because they haven't been in it as long as, Alex's parents, because we really don't know for real how long his parents were under that control, because the kids were under for a month. Because like Josh Brolin's character, as soon as he gets out of it,
immediately goes back.
He's back to normal because he wasn't in it for that long.
Yeah, he's in there for like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So that's interesting how the power system works. And what's crazy about the plant is that Alex was able to use it as well.
A weird thing about it,
thing?
I don't know. It might be, maybe. I
don't think anybody can use it.
I didn't think about that, honestly. I didn't think about that. It might be bloodline.
I think it might be connected to their bloodline of witches or whatever the case may be, and he was able to do it because of it.
Now that clip I really like because he really did hit something right there. I didn't even think about it when I was watching the end of the movie. Now, for y'all that watched it, y'all remember when Alex basically turned her own magic on her. It made sense because the black dude was like, Alex can use it, and it doesn't seem like it would be something that anyone could use that stick. Like, maybe it's a bloodline thing.
What's up? Foundflix here, and we're going to be explaining the new movie Weapons in 1 minute. Beware of spoilers. Weapons is all about the core mystery regarding a class of kids that go missing at 2:17 a.m. one night. All except intentions were nefarious.
If you watch Weapons and have no idea what just happened, don't worry, I got you. It should be obvious, but there will be spoilers, so scroll away now. Here's the breakdown. At exactly 2:17 a.m., and then we get to meet the lovely Aunt Gladys. Not only does she look unhinged, she actually is. Gladys is a parasitic witch who's been alive long enough that she uses words like consumption. She obviously had to have lived through like the 1800s. We honestly don't even know if this is really out.
Did you know that the new horror movie Weapons originally had a different ending to the one that you saw? And there is a secret ending that was planned but never filmed, which sounds absolutely insane, so I'm going to tell you about both of them. Here's everything you need to know, spoilers ahead, and if you want a full breakdown of the movie and analysis, it's on my YouTube. Weapons finishes with the voice of the child narrator explaining what happened next and that some of the children started to speak again, implying that the child narrator is actually a survivor of what happened, and the movie ends. But originally there was no narration, the movie just ended whilst Archer carries Matthew away. But they did test screenings and people really did not like it, shouting, "What the F is this? How is that the ending?" And so they added the narration. And you might have got an even crazier ending because the writer and director just revealed that his original plan was for Justine and Archer to steal the magic sticks off the tree and use them to make their own army of zombies in a trance. They would have then had a zombie gang war with Gladys's zombies to take over the house and save the children, which sounds absolutely insane.
The core idea of the film is the question of who or what is really a danger to children.
Bearing down on these people, there is immense grief in the wake of the His tree, the cross, wearing a crown of thorns. So that's very profound. The thorns that came into the world as a curse under the first Adam are raised up as a crown on the head of the second Adam. So through the shedding of Jesus's blood under his thorns.
Message too about witchcraft being used, especially by the elites. So check this out.
Okay.
So in the movie, the witch, the reason she even came to the town is because she was dying. She was already getting too old and she was losing her powers.
That's why she wears the makeup.
Yeah, that's why she was wearing makeup, literally dying. She even said it to the kid, "I'm weak and I'm getting old, but maybe you can help.
Powers.
Maybe your friends can help me."
Yes.
So what she did, she ended up cursing all of those kids so that she can use the kids' power herself up.
Crazy.
Now, what does this sound like? All the conspiracies about the elite drinking blood, using youth for power. She has probably lived however many years because she can live forever as a witch doing this witchcraft and blood magic. With the adrenochrome theories, with the blood, there's so much symbolism. The tree that she uses to do her witchcraft.
With the hair?
Yeah, with the hair. She would prick her finger, blood sacrifice, and then put it onto the branch of that tree.
Hair really holds like a very spiritual significance in like the whole witchcraft thing.
In the movie
when Gladys casts spells, she ties the target's belongings to the branches of the plant and stains them with her own blood to control others. But this isn't her personal ability. It comes from the mysterious power of that plant. At the end, a key clue is revealed. Alex also took a branch from the plant, stained it with his own blood, and broke it, which was able to break and even reverse the control over the missing children. Meanwhile, Gladys was powerless against the kids she controlled. This shows Gladys didn't have any magic to lift the control. Even more shocking.
And it was definitely going to be demons. To me, the visuals of this clown-looking thing that we now know as Aunt Gladys was the second most obvious idea because it made the most sense to me. We have multiple people seeing the same thing. We have all of this references to Paris.
Okay, what's up, YouTube? Let's talk redheads and the green man, right? The Joker. Okay. We got a lot of redhead women. That's kind of tied to the Bible. Y'all remember Dexter, the serial killers, and the redhead's always been associated with evil, right? She's a witch, even though she was the good witch. She was a witch.
White people did not exist on planet Earth until 1681. We learn from this history that white people were built upon the idea that British had of themselves as white, as Christian, as freeborn, as deserving of rights and privileges from which others can be denied. To this day, white people have not been defined as a matter of law to this day. This history teaches us that white is the tool by which laborers were divided. Those who shared the same living conditions, the same opportunities, now experience ourselves as more connected with Paris Hilton than with our African American neighbor. The first Congress of the United States determined 1790 that in order to become a naturalized citizen of this new republic called the United States of America, one had to be white. This was valid law in the United States until 1952. You had to be white to be a U.S. citizen. 1952.
Visit shop.mrwelltraveled.com or click the link in the bio to get the book. Every day is Juneteenth.
White people did not. White people.
Okay, remember him from Megamind, right? They always give you a redhead villain, right? Or a temptress. It's because the Bible speak on that redhead, You know, we got the troglodyte, RH negative. Remember the 101 Dalmatians villain? Okay, we had Yosemite Sam. This is why the weapons lady had red hair, right? This is a villain, Elmira, right? She had the skull in her bow tie. Okay, redhead stepchild. Y'all remember that? Okay, so this is a thing. Now, we had dude talking about the Jacobites. Y'all can pause and read at any moment. The Stewart, but this is where the redhead come from. If you ask some people, that was a picture of dude. You know, Stewart mean black, Swarthy mean black. This is over there in over there in Scotland, right? Now you got the elongated skulls with the big heads down in Peru. Akhenaten mother out there in Egypt, right? We just connecting dots, okay? Hetepset, okay, and there you go, everybody. Chucky, Quasimodo, Peter Pan. Who else do we see with the elongated skull that's red, right? The Fez, come on. You see the connection? There's a Freemasonic connection to the red head, right? The Jacobites and Yaqub. You don't think Yaqub was a Freemason? You don't think Yaqub was practicing alchemy, right? The big head scientist, the big head. You got the big head right there. Okay. Now you got the Easter Island statues had the red fez. Utah, Ptah, Egypt, Ptah. We know Utah. We did the video on that. They found redheads out there in Utah. And remember they talked about the redhead giants as well, right? And y'all can pause and read some of this information. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? You got the son of Bigfoot. Now this is where I've been telling y'all about the troglodyte caveman, Nephilim, Neanderthal Nephilim. That's what we should be saying. They got some history on the brim, the fez, and the graduation hat, right? So there's a black component to this red-haired madness, right? We got some more science on the fez, okay? Now you see leprechaun, high-frequency redheads, right? Pause and read some of this stuff. Learn something, okay? Now, we got the redhead Bigfoot. We got the elongated skulls with the redhead. What's going on, right? We got Africans with the elongated skull. This is Anunnaki talk. Now you're talking Anunnaki talk. Where some people would tell you the RH negative is Anunnaki blood. But you see it's Egyptian, okay? You got... Now, Wednesday got a coat of arms, right? Woden, Wednesday. I'm about to do a video on that Woden. You see the reptilian has ties to the ape man as well, right? The troglodyte, okay? Pause and read some of this, the flesh-eating ape, right? So there is some type of gene splicing, some type of Neanderthal, not fully human. You see what I'm saying? This is not fully human effect. The Rossetti did a video on this, the Appalachian Mountains and the Caucasus Mountain hillbillies, right? Shout out to D. Calico, did some great work on the feds. Now, I told y'all this is Altered Beast. Notice the color of the beast on the video game. Remember this from the Olympics? Dude had the orange hair, right? This is real wild shit. Mac Dre, we did a video on Mac Dre with the Romper Room. They had the red hair. Look at the Woolly Beast, like Cousin It. I mean, what's that, the Thing or whatever on the Addams Family. So yeah, it's a lot to get into.
Please like and subscribe.